Flylady Diane here. Welcome back to day 27 of the Flylady's 31 baby steps. If you are just finding these videos, please, you're not behind, but we are baby stepping and we're adding a new step to our Flylady system every day. So just go and start in day one. It's at the bottom of this playlist. So you're not behind, but we start off with shining the sink, dressing to indoor shoes, and everybody else who's been with us for the 27 days, I hope you are watching this with your house shoes on. I've got my black ones on today. And today we are adding in a new step. I talked a little about this before, I think it was when I was talking about the afternoon routine. Today is the day that we start menu planning, and please don't run off, and I'm going to give you some tips. But first of all, when I say menu planning, I don't want you to do this, okay? I don't want you to grab all your cookery books and start. We're not doing that. We are not going on to Pinterest, looking up recipes, because you know what will happen unless you set your timer. If you go into Pinterest, you think you're going on for 15, 16 minutes. You say, I'll just go in there for a quarter of an hour. And 2 hours later, you're still on Pinterest, you're looking at all these recipes, you don't have the ingredients in the house, and you haven't even thought about what is for dinner right here, right now. So we're not doing that. We're not getting out all our cookery books. We are menu planning, and we're doing it in baby steps. Like with everything else, we're doing it in baby steps. We just want the middle ground. We're not going from not menu planning at all to menu planning for a whole month. That's not what we're about. We're doing things in manageable chunks. So we don't need these. All you're going to need is a piece of paper. You know, keep some extra paper in your control journal. And just once a week or once every couple of days in these early steps for you, just note down, you know, with your family and say, okay, you know, if you've got like 2 kids, ask the kids, what are your favourite meals? Ask your significant other, what is your favourite meal? You know, what is your favourite meal? What is your standby meal? Just write down a few ideas on paper. Think about, what do you have in the freezer? Do you have lots of minced beef? That's what or ground beef as they call it in the States. What do you have sitting in that freezer that you can use the next couple of days? Menu planning is going to save you so much time and stress, because there's nothing worse than, you know, you're going through your day and then suddenly, before you know it, it's 5 o'clock and you have no idea what's for dinner. And when we wait that late in the day, we feel the stress building. And the easiest thing for us to do, we think, is, oh, now we're going to get some takeaway, takeout, or go out and eat. That's an awful lot of money being wasted. We maybe don't eat well when we eat takeaway. So from now on, and I'm not saying we're never going to have takeaway again, we're going to get to that in a minute. But right now, we're just going to plan a few days ahead. And remember, you're going to look in your calendar. Look in your calendar and say, what is coming up? Are we going out for dinner? Are we going to a wedding? Are the kids going off on a day trip with school? Are they going to need a special packed lunch? You know, are the kids going to karate? Do you have church night? Just plan ahead, because on certain days you will know that it's going to be a busy night, running backwards and forwards to activities. So go ahead and do something easy. You know, soup and sandwiches, or make it that night that you actually do get a takeaway, some takeout. Now, you don't need to have the Flylady calendar. You know, please don't say, I can't menu plan until I go and buy the Flylady's calendar. It's great if you want to buy the Flylady's calendar, but you don't need it to menu plan. But a good thing, if you know, just use any calendar that you've got. I mean, this is my daughter's calendar. It's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If you've got space, you know, if you don't have a large amount of space on your calendar, just use, you know, if you don't want to write it in, if you can't write it in what's for dinner every day, just take some sticky notes, and look, here we've got spaghetti bolognese, which is the European term for spaghetti with meat sauce. And you know, by writing these down, you know, and then we've got soup and sandwiches, Taco Tuesday. I mean, you know what your family likes. Oh, and also takeaway, takeout, or going to a restaurant. Make sure that you don't go from one extreme to the other, okay? When you're planning these menus, don't say that, I've said it before, we go from one thing to the other. We don't menu plan at all, and we out a lot, or we a lot of takeaway, takeout, and then we go to the other extreme thinking that we have to make a gourmet meal with 3 courses, we have to bake the bread ourselves. It doesn't have to be like that. We're starting out small and we're just going slow and steady with this menu plan, okay? So as I said, just, you know, write it on a piece of paper, write it in the calendar, put sticky notes in the calendar. The good thing about the sticky notes, if you do it that way, every time you make dinner, just write it down, you know, on a sticky note, write it down and stick it on the calendar. That way, in, you know, 2 weeks time, if you just do this every day, within a couple of weeks, you'll begin to see a pattern of what your family likes to eat, but also you can just move these forward and then you've already menu planned without having, you know, with no effort whatsoever. And it's when we get, you know, a bit of a handle on things and we're more relaxed and we know what's for dinner, then that's going to give you the time in your daily schedule to actually look at those menus, look at those cookbooks that you enjoy reading, go onto Pinterest and maybe find something new that you can add into your, you know, you've probably got 10 to 12 stock recipes, you know, stock dishes that you make again and again. I'm the same. I have the same dishes that, you know, we like to eat again and again. Depends on the weather, you know, whether it's summer or winter. But then once you have this under your belt of menu planning, then you can take like one night a week and say, you know what, I'm going to try making something new. And you're actually not going to be stressed, and you're going to plan ahead, and you'll look in the recipe book, you'll check to see if you have the ingredients, and you'll add them to your errand list. All right, so the next time you actually go to the supermarket or the grocery store, you'll remember to buy it. Okay, so I hope I'm not being too bossy today, but we want to get away from this all or nothing. Okay, so all you're going to do for menu planning the next couple of days, look at the calendar. What are we doing the next few days? Also check the weather. If it's really bad weather where you are right now, maybe you need to stock up on milk, bread, coffee, toilet roll. Make sure you've always got plenty of toilet roll. Write it down on your list. And if whatever way you come up with menu planning, you know, you're either using a calendar or you write it down on a piece of paper. If you write it down on a piece of paper, go ahead and keep it in your control journal. Because when we get a bit further with the Flylady system, we're going to have a different day. Sorry, let's start again. Every day has a purpose. So we will actually have one day a week where we sit down with our timer. Oh, where's my timer gone? There's my timer. Where we actually sit down for 10 to 15 minutes and we menu plan. So we will get there, but right now just write it down. It doesn't have to be on a fancy chart, or you don't need to go and get a new, you know, whiteboard or a blackboard, and it doesn't need to look like something that you've seen on Pinterest. Just write it down on a piece of paper, add the ingredients to your grocery list, and make sure that you get them the next time that you are out. Yeah, and what else was I going to say about that? Yeah, the thing is with menu planning, when we start menu planning, it really frees up a lot of our time because we know what we're going to cook. We're not fussing and thinking, oh, you know, we've got less stress. Plus, it's going to save us a lot of money because by planning ahead, we can buy food that's on offer. And if you know that you like to make lasagna, you like to make spaghetti with meat sauce, chili con carne, when you see that minced beef, ground beef is on offer, you will buy it and you can put it in your freezer, and you will already know what the purposes of that is. Yeah, we're not going to just be buying things and putting it in the freezer. We need to have some kind of, now I'm thinking in Danish, we need to have some kind of control and overview of the whole situation. So that is me, Flylady Diane. I'm off to plan my menus. Let us know again if these videos are helpful. Please don't feel that you're behind with menu planning. Just even look at what am I going to be eating tonight. Pull something out of the freezer, and it doesn't have to be something that would look fantastic on Pinterest. We're just needing to feed our families. That's all we're doing. We're just feeding the families, making sure that we get our water and our food, and that is it. Okay, so let's keep it simple and try and just sit down for 10 or 15 minutes, grab a cup of coffee. If you're at work, when you're sitting down for lunch with your co-workers or at break time, ask them, what are they having for dinner? That's what I used to do. I love to get ideas from other people. So do what you can, hang in there with us, and I shall be back with you for day 28. Yeah, we're on day 27 today. That's it for me, Flylady Diane, signing off. See you soon.